It's in those moments that we discover, Derek, that God's real. Real. Let me get out of that. It's not what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Mark chapter 8, 24, 25. The Word of God reads thus from the King James Version. And he looked up. Man, that's deep. And said, I see men as trees walking. This text here blows your mind. And it says, after that he put his hands again upon his eyes and made him look up. He was restored and saw every man clearly. Part 2 of a second look. How many of you were here last week? Hold your hand up. Well, put your hands down. How many of you were not here last week? Okay. I don't want to preach the first part over, but just to bring you up to speed. Where's Dylan? Come on back. Arthur, Dennis, who else was it? Sydney, come on back. Let's just set the stage that I don't have to go back and do all of that over again. I just want to put it back where it was. But while they're getting themselves back in position, I want you to understand that where the text was, it says that when he looked up. I want you to understand something. Can I have my towel, please? I want you to understand something. The whole while I was up there was no fiber on my tongue. But as soon as I walked away, it seems like I have like mittens, something on my tongue. So here's the thing I want you to understand. A lot of times when we read the scriptures, we miss some things, or no, we don't miss it, we overlook it, we just glance at it, we see it. I've been playing with this text now for a couple of weeks, so I'm going to probably see some things that you probably looked at and say, oh, keep on reading. But one of the things that was so profound to me was that this man looked up and looked up. I don't know what it was that made me catch that look up, but it caught me, say look up. And then I began to think about what would be the thing that make him look down? Because oftentimes in our lives, there are things that we go through that often we are embarrassed about. If we're not embarrassed about it, it's not the predicament that we desire, and it will cause us to have a head that is not in reference to God, but because of the weight that we're bearing on our shoulders. And something that's in this text that you have not seen, and I have not seen it for a while. I caught it last week. Well, maybe not last week, the week before. When I was looking at this, I caught it. And what ended up happening was when I saw it, it made me look at this thing and say, there's something that happened before that somehow got lost. That in my reading, I was glancing over it for all the years I've read it. And I told y'all that Mark is the only somebody that tells the story this way. The only somebody that talks about it. The story set up is telling us that Jesus is doing something here with a blind man that he did not do with the man that was born blind. Because the man that was born blind, he told him, go wash in the pool of Siloam. He left him go to wash in the pool of Siloam. And the man gained his sight. With blind Bartimaeus, he simply spoke a word. Thy faith has made thee whole. I don't know. I still haven't found out. I Googled tried to find out what is the medicine in saliva, and I still have not found out. I just know when my face was ashy or I missed my eye, Mama would take some spit, put some spit on that, and then she would hit that corner. It sounds nasty now, but it worked back then. I'm gonna tell you how magical it is, because even when you've grown, you've seen an ashy spot and you looked around and you said, you didn't have no lotion, no Vaseline. You just took that old lotion that Mama had in your tongue and you just put it and got away. In my real research, I don't see nothing productive about saliva, but I think that Jesus can get away with this, and this is my comical part. Jesus can get away with this, Dylan. I'm still not going to put his saliva on you. I'm going to get this off that I had on my finger, okay? So, but I think that because the man is blind, Jesus can take opportunity to use it. That's right. Because often if we see what Jesus is doing, wait, we're not going to receive it like we would if we're blind to it. If God really showed you up front that your enemy was going to come nigh and you were going to see all of them, so here's the thing. The reason why we can let enemies come closer because we're so distracted with the problems. We don't even know who's causing it. So when the enemy comes close, we're not so much concerned about, whoa. They can come close because there are things that we're missing about them. But do you not know that even if your enemies come close, that God said they come close, they'll stumble and they'll fall. Don't get caught up in them coming. Know that the promise is they will stumble and fall. David presses it so much for us to say that he has prepared a table before me in the presence of. Now, Dennis talked about opposites earlier. It's crazy that I can eat a dinner, a meal, in the presence of my enemies. Which God is expressing to us, listen, you can have a meal and not worry. Because the only thing your enemies can do is watch. They can make noise, but they can't interrupt your meal. It expresses to us a level of trust that we ought to have in God. That our enemies have no power unless we release ourselves to their power. That's why I don't believe in witchcraft. If I believe in it, it means that it's going to have some power that it exercises over me. But if I don't believe in it, it's mute. So, I'm going to tell you something else. I made this mistake. I won't call it a mistake. I started reading a book about spiritual warfare. That was the worst thing I could have done. Because it opened up all kind of doors in my life. I had to learn to pray. I had to learn how to use oil. I had to learn how to pray. I had to learn how to use oil. I had to learn how to pray. And I had to learn how to use oil. I had to learn how to stay up at night and plead the blood and put oil over the doorposts and over the windows. And Lord, I just couldn't get no sleep at night. I was just simply reading a book. Then I started seeing demons in training. Spirits. And when I got to the end of that book, I told myself, thank you. Won't read this one again. But it's not just books. It's the music that we allow. The things that we allow. Make things come alive. You ready to do it? So those of you who missed last week, I want you to know that this person that he says that when Jesus Jesus dealt with him, he looked up, he was without hope. Life was getting the best of him. You know, it's okay to be in this world seemingly, but you can feel by yourself. Amen. It's tough when you are going through something and none of your friends have the predicament that you have. Every one of my friends can see, but I can't. That can be waiting. It's good to have them in your life, but my friends will never understand what it means to be without sight because they got dangerous. It's still a hidden nugget here now. It's a nugget here. It's a nugget here. They can have hope of coming to Jesus, but why should I? They can see. I heard, perhaps, let me interject, and this might be eisegeting the text, reading into the text, but perhaps he's heard about Jesus, but he lacked confidence in Jesus. I heard what he's done for everybody else, and let me go and play with this thing. If God is really God and God knows I'm blind, why won't God go ahead and heal me? If he's God. God knows what my desire is, why won't he go ahead and do for me? What's in my heart? I didn't sign up for being blind. Y'all looking crazy? Who signed up for being broke? Who signed up for being sick? Who signed up for being divorced? Who signed up for being single and lonely? Who signed up for depression and loss of job? Who signed up to be unemployed without any benefits on your side? Who signed up? Who signed up to be lied on and talked about? Who signed up to be criticized and ostracized? No, I didn't sign up for it. Heck, I didn't even sign up for preaching. He just called me in. My plans were far different than this. I mean, I had another thing on my mind. Y'all know my story about preaching. They come to church on Sunday morning talking about what they need. I ain't asked no church folk for nothing I need. I seen church folk be mean to the pastor. Yeah. But Reverend, we understand that you got a family you want to take care of and stuff, but you expect the church to put a new tie on your car. I would look at those older people in church and say, God, that's the last thing I want to do is be in a situation where I got to depend on church folk. And the preacher would plead his case and folk would say, we ain't going to give him nothing. Lord have mercy. Then when I sensed the call of God on my life, I was trying to help him remember. You remember in Zion Chapel how they did all the other preachers that came through there? No. The way I'm going to do that? Without hope. The world is moving around you, but you're not able to participate in the things that are happening. R. Kelly's in town tonight. You can hear him, but you can't see him. I'm just making it plain. There's some things that I'm missing out on because I have this impairment. So what ends up happening for those of you that missed last week's story short was that when Jesus came into Bethsaida, this man had some friends who heard that Jesus was in town. And they went by his house and made a pit stop. I don't know if they frat or not. But anyway, they heard that Jesus was in town. And they grabbed him up and said, we're going to go meet Jesus. And while Jesus was there, they brought their friend to Jesus that Jesus might heal him. I said last week in my proposal that when you don't know what to do, it's good to have folk in your circle. Better than that, when you know what to do, but your strength is lost. How many of y'all ever been Christian, but didn't feel like you wanted to pray? How many of y'all ever been Christian and felt like this time, I'm just going to throw the towel in on it? And you know, if God's going to do it, he's going to do it, but it ain't going to be because I'm asking him to do it. Because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of being on my knees, and I'm tired of trying to pray to a God that seems like he's too busy for me right now. And I'm doing all the right things that I know to do. And if I'm not doing all the right things, at least I ain't doing what she's doing. And he ought to go ahead and answer what I have. Oh, late. Y'all trying to be pretentious. I know you weigh it out like that. You look at what everybody else is getting based on what they're doing. They lie, they cheat on their taxes, they around here buying stuff they ain't got no business about doing things. I ain't doing everything they doing. And God is blessing them more than he's blessing me. So now my head drops. Because I moved to a woe is me. But his friends say you can have that kind of attitude you want to, but we know Jesus is close by. I don't know if he willingly came, but one thing I do know, he didn't ask Jesus for nothing. Disciples say, who sinned? That he was born blind. Jesus gave disclosure and said that neither his mother or his father sinned, but that the will of God might be done. Blind Bartimaeus says, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. The disciple says, shh. Same disciple that's asked who was born blind. What happened that he was born blind? The same disciple telling blind Bartimaeus, shut up. But blind Bartimaeus said, listen, I ain't intend to go home this way. Not with Jesus passing by me. I'm not going to get out. Not by Jesus passing by me. You must be out of your mind that Jesus is going to pass by says, bring him here. Come here. Blind Bartimaeus, the scripture say, cast off his clothes and start going towards Jesus. Who helped him, I don't know, but I'm hearing and understanding that if you cannot see, if you can hear, you can follow the sound. What is that you will do, what I will do for you? Bartimaeus, he said, oh, that I may gain my sight. I don't know. Jesus says, you asked because you thought I could do it. Thy faith has made thee whole. Did y'all just miss what I just said? You asked because you thought I could do it. You asked because you thought I could do it. You asked because you thought I could do it. Don't ask him nothing that you don't want him to do. Lord, make me old. Don't ask him to make you over if you don't think you can do it. All right? So his friends have brought him to Jesus, and there's a Greek word that's too long for me to pronounce. And you're going to try to pronounce it. Hands out your pocket, at least one of them. But what this Greek word tells me is that Jesus took him by the hand. And it was not a casual taking. This taking him by the hand means that Jesus seized him and pulled him out. You get what I'm saying? He came in, he didn't ask for nothing, but his friends asked. I don't know if Jesus got an attitude with him or not. Isn't it crazy that Jesus don't even call his name, and the boy ain't even gave his name according to scripture? His name is not even mentioned, so I'm going to call him Dylan. But when they presented to Jesus, Jesus takes him by the hand and pulls him from where his friends are. The first thing that happened for those of y'all that miss it is that sometimes God has to pull us out of things that we were in order to get us to where we can get when he has all. His friends brought him, but his friends didn't have the answer to fix it. So what he wants you to let him know is this, that your friends brought you, that's great, but this is bigger than your friends. I need you to come go with me where I'm going so I can bless you like I want you to be blessed. I tried to tell y'all on last week that Arthur is a very good daddy, and when he talks to Dylan, he got his arms all folded up talking to Dylan. Dylan can't see over him. Dylan can't see around him. But when God gets your hand, he'll bring you around mama and daddy and bring you to greater things. Are we together so far? Because I want you to know that sometimes we can be blinders for our children. I have been the lowercase G-O-D for mine. I tried to give them everything I thought. They said, I tried to give them. They say, oh, they deserve to be happy. And listen to this old stupid thing. I want them to have more than me. Oh my God, if it hadn't been for the things in my life, I wouldn't be the man that I am today. So maybe our children should have had a few bumps and a few stumps. They should have had a few more struggles and a few more pain. They might be the kind of character or the kind of person that you are in this. We try to shelter them and try to protect them from everything. We don't want them to go through what we go through. Maybe they should. So they must know God. He's a deliverer. And he's a way maker. And he's a healer. And he's a mighty God. Not forsake his people. Maybe we should allow them to do it. So rather than my children praying to God, they start crying out for dad. I remember the days that my children would fall and Jan would be there, come on, and I would be present there, pass straight on by her and go to daddy. I don't know if she was less affectionate, but I was really affectionate. Oh, the two oldest of girls, I had it down pat. Oh, baby, come on there. Oh, see. Oh, you mean kissing. It feels better. Oh, I'm going to take care of that. And they would feel that, oh, you're going to be all right. You okay? You feel better. Yeah. And everything that came up, they were calling daddy. Let me tell you how it sounds. Daddy, can I borrow some money? Wait a minute. Call on your father. Are y'all with me so far? Okay, who did the heat today? All right, y'all hot? Okay. Thank you. I ain't forgot about you, dude. So what has happened is that Jesus has brought him. Here's where I am. You ready to pick this up? He brings him from out of the city and brings him on the outskirts of town. This is where I think I stopped at. Gillen said, yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah. Where you stopped at. So the question I was trying to answer was, why would Jesus bring him out of town to the outskirts of town? And I think I tried to, I don't remember what I told you last week because I can't remember what I told somebody this morning. But I think I told you that he wanted him to get away from tunnel vision. And to be able to see borders extended. Some of us have come to Jesus and we can't realize the blessings of God because we're stuck in the wrong place or we are around wrong folks. Let me tell you what saved folk would do. Let me tell you what some folk would do. Saved folk would try to qualify how God works based on their limited knowledge and few experiences. And they have the audacity to tell you, you ain't got to go out of town to get your blessing. He could have did it back here in the streets. It don't, where I'm getting to, it don't take all that. But what we have to remember is, they ain't seeking. You are. We got to know that when we're in pursuit of blessings, these folk don't matter as much as what I'm after. Me trying to tell my mama I was called to preach didn't make no sense to her. No. Only thing she was trying to say to me was, listen, boy, be sure now, boy, be sure now, boy, be sure now, be sure now. Go talk to Reverend Blackman, go talk to Reverend Walker, go talk to another Reverend, talk to anybody. Make sure. Man, I talk to so many folk, man, I'm like, God. You got it? We have to be so driven, so determined, so solid in our faith, that even when things around us don't sound affirmative, we have to believe that God has taken my hand and he has pulled me forward with him. Did I tell you that type of taking hand means to seize? That's what that Greek translation was, to seize, to take control of him. So even if the man wasn't willing to go, Jesus had. He put some spit on his eyes. Tell me what you see. I see men. Oh! I see men. They're walking. I see men as trees walking. Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Jesus said, you see what? I see men as trees. That ain't what you need to see. That right there, what happened to Dylan right there, we talked about this last week, is that Dylan didn't ask for it.
And didn't believe it.
He's blind. With the spit, he can partially see.
Right now.
For a man that is totally blind and can see something, why your self-dealing is because I don't want your friends in your ears, and I don't want your friends making any kind of sound. I don't want nobody to have any influence on your face, because what I'm trying to do for you, I'm trying to birth faith on the inside of you. Right now, what you have found out about me is that you have been completely blind, but you can partially now see. Wait a minute. If I can partially see, can I possibly fully see? Oh, can Jesus really give me all of my sight? So the blind man has a dilemma on the inside of him now. He has a dilemma. I didn't ask him for anything, but he's brought me to the outside of town. I know this much about him, that he's taken me by my hand and he's brought me somewhere. I don't know where it is, because remember, I'm blind. He touched me with something wet and asked me, what do I see? If he stops here, I'm better than what I want. But it's still not complete. Stop taking benefit. Stop taking imitation stuff and calling it benefit. Preach, son. Thank God I got a man.
Come on now.
But is he the man that you've been desiring? Girl, I done met somebody. But is that the somebody that you've been desiring? Where y'all meet at? Facebook. Inbox. Nothing wrong with meeting on Facebook. But did you do your homework to see if the picture really is the picture? Because I can type anything down. See, y'all don't really know I'm from Rome. And I can buy a device that gives me this little accent. Ooh, I like his voice. I'm staying with the text. He can partially see. So what happens to Dylan is faith has been ignited in him because he can see better. No, he can see some. Whereas he could see none. So Jesus is dealing with him. What do you see? I see trees. Men as trees. What I'm so tickled at, Dylan, is they still ain't got it. Let me ask y'all a question. If this man was blind, how does he know what men look like? Unless he could see previously.
Come on.
I've been missing that, and I caught it. And what made me call it, what made me catch it, was this, Deborah. It wasn't that I see men as trees walking. It was the fact that when Jesus touched him again, the word that Mark used was that his sight was restored. And when I remembered R.E., it means to do over. I said, wait a minute, text. You mean to tell me that this man was not born blind? That he has not been blind all of his life? That this man did see? But something happened to him that he lost vision. And this is what I want to get to the church at on the second look. Sometimes we start out with this phenomenal faith. We come into the church believing that God can do everything that we can imagine. And then life starts to happen to us. And we get to sit beside other believers that talk down our faith. And it becomes blinders for us. Then we go through a couple of life experiences and God does not answer like we thought he should have answered. But he answered our prayers better than we thought or than we knew. So we start getting agitated with God because the job I got was not the job I wanted. But we didn't know that the job we got was preparing us for the promotion that he would give. story caught me. Because he see men as trees. He's been blind all of his life. How does he know what a tree looks like? So now the text has unfolded to us a reality that this man once was, but now he has lost it. What are you saying to me? Dylan, if you lost something and you want it restored, the best person to put it in the hands of. That's why I said Jesus. Jesus. How does God know what to give me back unless he wasn't watching me when I lost it? He was watching you all the time. If he knows what you lost, he must have been paying attention to you. Behold, he that keepeth thee does not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel neither slumbers or does it sleep. Do you think that your life is not interesting? But God is watching you all the time. The stuff that you lost, God saw it when it left. The stuff that you misplaced, maybe, he saw it when you were broken. He saw it when you were hurt. He saw it when people walked away. He saw it when things didn't turn out right. He saw it when you were left disappointed. He saw it when ends didn't come together. He saw it. When you were almost crushed. His eyes are on us. All the time. I'm sorry, but I'm preaching to me right now. His eyes are on us all the time. Man, this ain't in the script, man. Hold on, this ain't in the script. But hold on. The thing I like about Jesus is to partially see it's not his will. But to completely see. It says that Jesus put his hands on it. This is a crazy thing. A word, a command, and now touch. There's some situations that he can speak to. There's some situations he can give a command to. But the things that are most precious. Come on, son. And he asked the blind man, he said, what's up now? And the script says that he sees it clearly. His sight. And he sees clearly. Jesus says something else to him that stupid me. Go home. Yes, Lord. Not to the villages. Go home. Yes. Why can't I tell my testimony back in town? That I have regained. I once was blind, but now, why can't I go back in town and tell it? Here's the thing about going back in town. Not everybody.
All right, Pastor. Hello. Come on. All right, Pastor.
Not everybody want to hear about your good news. Not everybody's going to believe that God did it for you. No, senor, they're not going to believe that God did it for you. And if they do, there's a wall that comes up. See, I remember when you was thugging. Why he do it for you? I remember when you were stealing. Why would he do it for you? I remember when you were not living right. Why would he do it for you? Here's the stupidest question that's ever been asked. Who you think you are? I've always wanted to answer that question. Who do I think I am? Oh no, I do not think. I know. Then who are you? A child of the King? Savor of God. Where grace is on my side. In mercy are you this morning. Who am I? I'm the one that he brought from back yonder and brought me on up. Yeah, I'm the one that he gave a second chance. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I once was blind, but now I see. Who am I? A child of God. Who am I? Let me answer it this way. Who am I? I'm the second look. I'm what it looks like when God has given you a second chance. This is what it looks like when God does it over for you. This is what it looks like when God extends his hands to you just one more time. Why go home? Why go home? Why go home? Why go home? I haven't left you. Why go home? Why go home? Because see, there's some folk at home that know some stuff that the folk in the street don't. They kneel with you, and they know whether you're faking or shaking. Go home because they know whether you're for real or not. They see you when the guards are off and when you're taking off the clothes in the road. Go home because you ain't in the pulpit now. You out here with us. Go home because the change has truly come. We'll sit at the house first, and we'll know it. Where are the people in the world that need to be evangelized to the most? School taught me family, friends, and acquaintances. Those are the ones that need to be evangelized to first and foremost. Because we take for granted they are right, when really they ain't. Go home so that your family will know what I've done for you. And when you get home, they're going to say, Dylan, how'd you make it? With no help. Coming, crossing the road, coming through the drive. Since I've been gone, I met Jesus. All right, you met Jesus, man. He touched me. What you mean he touched you? He put his hand on my eye. That I catch this, regain my sight. Guess what family is saying? It's real. I know it's real. How you know it's real? Because I know when you lost your sight. I know how we had to help you. I know what we had to do for you. And now you're able to do it without tell y'all that I was going to back up. He didn't want them in town because this is how we live far too often. I'm sorry. I guess I got to take another sheet of paper. I don't want to insult you, but I'll do this. There was a reason why we did move this way. We farmed. Our church folk. If Jesus wanted the church to have television, he never would have taken this man outside of town.
That's good, preacher.
So what you've been praying, Lord, expand my borders. If you in town, even if they were expanded, you couldn't see. Let me show you what opportunity look like. That you look at the whole scope. You got a dream, it's out there. Aspirations, dealing the world is yours. It's yours. What are you feeling in Him? Oh, what did you say? Well, Pastor, how do I get it? Faith. Faith, not in dealing alone. But if God could restore your sight, God can make your dreams come alive. Those aspirations that you have, they are not too big for God. Oh, Daddy will go as far as he can go, and then he has to stop and kind of become a cheerleader for you. But God will go with you all the way. Remember, he was the one that took your hand the first time and began to pull you forward. So here's the thing that I charge you with. Don't limit God. Because your people around you are limitless. Don't put God on constraints because you cannot see what and how he would do it. I use this crazy analogy all the time. I don't know really how a car really gets from a start position to drive. I know to do a few mechanical things. I know something about the solenoid switch and start and all that kind of stuff. I know something about that, but really I'm not interested in the mechanics of it. All I want to know is that when I insert key and turn forward, that it makes a sound that says boom. All I want to know is that the manual said apply brakes and then pull down your gear shift. That it's going to do R, in, or drive. And if I put it low, try 2 and 1. How that transmission work ain't none of my business because Mr. Transmission, I will pay him that offer. Y'all ain't hearing me today. In faith, you got to stop worrying about, well, how it's going to happen. But know that the name that you call upon, he's more than able. So make any request that you have, he's able to answer it. The world. Check this out, church. What is it that you are desiring? Because the world is yours. Our faith dictates to me how far I'll go.
All right.
I'll go with you. Oh. And I'll go with him. Where he leads me, I will follow. Where he leads me, I will follow. Where he leads me, I will follow. what have you lost? If you have not lost it, what have you given up? What is it about your life that's become a detractor? Cause you to limit yourself in God. Has tugged at your faith if you're saved. It's no use. Because all that's ever happened to me is bad fortune. And everybody else seems to be going farther and doing more than I've ever been able to do. The things that I fervently prayed about seem as though that those things have gone unnoticed. Why? Why is everyone else appearing to be more blessed than I am and seem to look like they have more favor from God than I do? What am I doing wrong? It's not that you're doing anything wrong. No one should want a cake that is not done. No one should want anything from God that is not complete. My charge to you today is to wait your season. And while you're waiting on your season, what I need you to do is pay attention to the text. Surround yourself with the right kind of friends. That even when you don't feel like going, they'll tell you, boy, this is not an option. Let's go. What I want you to do while you're waiting on your season, some folk that know about Jesus, they've heard about him, and they know, and their confidence is that Jesus can do this for you. I asked the question earlier, why is this man's name not given? Because sometimes God allows us a blank so we can put ours there. Surround yourself with the right folk. I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes God gives you such high aspiration, and it seems like everybody else is gaining latitude, and you're still stuck on the runway. And on your runway, no one is giving you the command for takeoff, and you're watching so many people get airborne, and you're waiting. I want you to know that when you have precious cargo and when your stuff is more heavy than everybody else and your stuff is deeper than everybody else, sometimes everything else got to be cleared out because your wings spread wide. Oh, y'all don't hear me today. Watch me, watch me, watch me, watch me. Watch me, watch me, watch me. Listen, 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 listen. A Delta airline carrying passengers. You can put 2 or 3 on the runway and say, let's go. But that plane that carries cargo in the inside, her wings are much wider. Even her belly is much bigger. She can't ride on the same field as a passenger plane because I'm a cargo. And I need a little bit more runway, and I need a little bit more space. Just because you haven't got the command to take off yet, wait, because God is clearing everything else out. Your power is coming. It's just a matter of time. God is clearing everything out of the way. Even the airspace needs to be clear so that when you go up, nothing will interrupt or be in your way. So be patient with him. Because he who has begun a work how they're supposed to. Because your wings are too small. Your wings are too wide. Where are they? You can't have company on the runway. Either you're going to hurt them or they're going to hurt you. Everybody's doing better than me. That's all right. Cheer them on. Cheer them on. Cheer them on. Cheer them on. Because they need to be out of your way when you become airborne. And when the Spirit of the Lord tells you to turn gently to the right, nothing needs to be in your airspace. When he tells you to straighten up your wings, nothing needs to be in your way. I'll go with him. With him. All the way. Come on, say that with me. I'll go with him. With him. All the way. Come on, Lisa, help me with that verse. Where he leads me, I will follow. We need to trust him today. Where he leads me, I will follow. Thank you, Lord. Where he leads me, I will follow. I'll go with him. With him all the way. Can you hum that your song? Where he leads me, I will follow. Where he leads me, I will follow. Where he leads me, I will follow. I'll go with him all the way. Every person who comes in this room, we've come with various thoughts. Some of us come in today to be encouraged. Some of us come because we have needs in our lives that no one else has been able to do. We tried everything else we've done. In the day of last resort, is Jesus just a touch? I'm not going to be pretentious, but things are not always great. Sometimes your best efforts, they're misunderstood. And all you're just trying to do, Brother Shonda, is get what he has for you. You're not trying to interrupt nobody else's nothing. You're just trying to get to the next place. Let me tell y'all what happened to me the other day. You wonder at times, I'm minding my own business. I'm trying to get to where I'm trying to get, and I'm trying to stay off the radar. I've said that so many times. I just want to be off the radar. I'm just trying to get to where he's leading me. And why all this attention? Why? What we don't understand is that greatness commands attention.
Yeah.
We've been misunderstanding it. We've been saying, why everybody got their eyes on me? Why everybody watching me? Oh, greatness commands attention. That go over your head, don't they? That go over your head. Sometimes we get frustrated because people are there agitating. People are there saying things. But maybe the noise that you're hearing is not about you. Maybe they are inquiring among themselves. What is he doing? How he's making the next step? What's next? What is the next thing he's going to do? What's the next thing we can expect God to do with him? Maybe the child is not about you, but maybe it's about God's moving through you. Because your hearing is dull. Because you're so focused on your object. You misunderstand the noise. And God is saying in response to, I want to be off the radar. Impossible for you to be off the radar, because how would they know my greatness in you if you are off the radar? How would they know my work and my plan if you're off the radar? No, I have to have witnesses to see that even against odds, you excel. Even against opposition, you thrive. I need that to be witnessed.
All right now.
So when I began to realize it brought a greater sense of humility to us. To know that they're not trying to prevent because they can't. Come on, baby. They're just trying to capture because they want to know and understand what God is doing.
Yes, Lord. Thank you.
Why the hell is necessary.
Yeah, Lord. Thank you.
Because the only way that I can remove the impurities is that I got to send you through fire. The only way the dross can be lifted, it has to go through the heat. I hope you're beginning to understand, as I'm understanding your journey just a little bit more. Is that it's not them. It's him. And they have been drawn and gathered because of the greatness of our God working through you, the vessel. Just leave me alone. Why? You have the answer. You have the testimony. He can do.
Yes, he can.
He can do. He can do it.
Yes.
If you let him, he can do it.
Yes.
If you let him, he can.
Yes. Amen.
Someone shared with me just a moment ago about entrepreneurship, and I agreed in faith. It's going to happen.
Yes.
Spit on our eyes. And his hands on our eyes. The question I ask is, when you look in the future, what do you see? I see myself being with others. I open this altar this morning for you who are seekers today. Whatever it is, to meet it.